بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على إمام المتقين وقائد المجاهدين محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهديه إلى يوم الدين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, on Khawater AlNoor, I'm going to share with you something that shook me from inside when I read it. It's a hadith reported by Al-Bayhaqi. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, let me start with this hadith. إذا أصبح بني آدم, when the son of Adam wakes up, all his organs turn to the tongue. And said, وَتَقُول. He mentioned that word, وَتَقُول. اتق الله فينا إنما نحن بك. Fear Allah for our sake, because we are stuck with you. We are attached to you. إن استقمت فاستقمنا وإن اعوججت فاعوججنا. If you are straight, we are straight. If you are crooked, we are crooked. So this hadith, brothers and sisters, shook me from inside. All the organs, every single piece in your body, in the morning, turn to the tongue. It's like a meeting. They're making meeting with the tongue, all the organs. Your feet, your heart, your eyes, your ears, everything. And he's telling the tongue, be careful. Make sure that you are not corrupt. Make sure you are straight. Because if you are straight, we're all going to be straight. If you are crooked and corrupt, we're all going to be in trouble. So, because when a person will go to hell, it's not only his tongue. It's the whole body go to the... And this is because of the tongue. So it's so important, brothers and sisters, to understand this hadith. The tongue, you know why the tongue is so important? Number one, because people can talk, never get tired. Have you ever heard about someone say, my tongue is tired? We heard another expression saying, I'm tired of talking to you. He's tired about talking to you in a certain subject. He's talking about the subject, but not physically tired. So if you walk so much, you say, oh, my feet is hurting. If you eat too much, oh, my stomach is hurting. But we never ever heard someone saying, my tongue is hurting from talking. You can talk 24/7 and no problem. That's number one. Number two, the tongue slips all the time. You say things that then you cannot go back. You know, if you are walking towards ma'asiyah, if you are walking to commit a sin, you can always go back. If you are extending your hand for ma'asiyah, then you can always come back. But once you say a word, it's over. It's too late. You can't get it back. It's gone. And it slips all the time. So sometimes shaitan has so much influence on us. Sometimes you are in the middle of in a masjid, and you start making zikr and mentioning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and all of a sudden, you are on the other extreme. You're talking about this person, or this bad person, who doesn't know how to make wudu, who doesn't know how to make prayer, who doesn't know how to make sujood, or he's following such and such sheikh, or he's following such and such movement. It is... So we have to be very careful. Everything our tongue is saying. Ibn al-Qayyim al-Jawzi said, جسمه صغير وجرمه كبير. Its size and shape is so small, but its transgression is huge. You know, brother and sister, your tongue in relation to your heart, the size is so small. Your tongue is in relation to your gallbladder is so small. Your tongue in relation to your brain is so small. So we tend to overlook things that is so small, it's not important. But the tongue is the most important organ in your body. That is the thing that will decide, that will take you either to hell or to Jannah. We have to be very careful, brothers and sisters, about what you are saying and when to say it and how to say it and is it okay to say it or not. Because you are dragging all other organs to hell, wal'iyadhu billah, if you are corrupt, if the tongue is corrupt. Brother and sister, let me share with you things here, but it's lie in social media. The positive, the pros and cons in social media. Probably that it's so positive because we have social media is helping us. And when I say social media, I'm talking about Facebook, website, messages, WhatsApp, Skype, email, things like that. That was not exist like during the time of Prophet ﷺ. That was not exist even during my parents' time. So it's in our time. And I disagree with all parents who are saying, most of the parents is talking to their kids, oh yeah, my son, your time is so bad, our time is better than your time. I completely disagree. They look at the thing from the perspective of the problems that's happening, and they overlook the positive things. They overlook that we have the social media, we have the new technology, we have the new things that we know, we have a lot of knowledge. So this time is better than the previous time, definitely. And it's the way we are dealing with the social media. There is two types of lies, the known and the unknown lie. So الكذب المعلوم والكذب المجهول, يعني you don't even notice that you are lying. I'll give you an example. The known one is like somebody call you and they left you a message. Then the next day is calling you again. Did you hear my message? I said, no, I didn't hear your message. And you did hear. So that's a lie, obviously a lie. Or somebody say, I was driving and you saw something, and then you say, no, I didn't see it. That's an obvious lie. But the problem with the unknown lie, sometimes we don't even know. But that is not going to protect you from the punishment if you don't know. الجهل بالشيء لا يغني عن العقاب. Ignorance about subject or about certain things is not going to protect you from the punishment. It's not going to protect you from the punishment. We need to know the least amount of knowledge about our deen. Otherwise, we're going to have problems. Prophet ﷺ said, العلم فرض على كل مسلم. Knowledge is obligation on every single Muslim. And he is talking about the knowledge, the Islamic knowledge. You need to know from your deen, from the religion or your background or your faith, the least amount of knowledge that protect you from punishment. And sometimes we don't even know that. I'll give you an example, the unknown thing. And it happened to me. I'll give you an example from my personal life. In the 90s, I used to live in California. Before that, I used to live in Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma. Then I went to California for my graduate school. I stayed there for 6 years. Then I came back again in Oklahoma. During my stay in California, or actually before going to California, I took one of my friends from Oklahoma, from Norman, Oklahoma. We went driving all the way to California to rent a place and prepare for my family and stuff like that. We went through 40 West, and we get to Arizona, Flagstaff. We went to the Grand Canyon. It's just like a trip. And I was driving. Usually when I drive, we were switching, me and my friend. It's a rental car. And when I drive, I never goes above limit. I never do that. It's like even sometimes call the people, my friends and my wife and my family say, you are boring, you are driving so slow. And I was driving actually below speed limit. It was 72 or so. The speed limit in Arizona at that time was 75. Everywhere else it was 65. But in Arizona it was 75. So I was driving like 72 or something like that. And we were listening to a tape and we were so excited, me and my friend. And all of a sudden we entered the state of California. I didn't even notice that in California. And then I noticed the cop behind me. So I pulled over the road and the shoulder, and he came down and he said, sir, you're above speed limit. I said, no way. No way. He said, yes way. I told him, no, I was 72. He said, you just said 72. The speed limit is 65. I told him, oh, you just said 75. Anyway, he gave me a ticket. And I was reading. I didn't believe him. I was reading. I thought that he's like a racist or something. And I was looking at the the state of California. He wrote a ticket, the state of California. I said, state of California? Are we in California? He said, yes. So I saw that you're in Arizona. I said, Arizona is like 10 miles, like the border of Arizona is 10 miles away from here. So I entered the state of California. I didn't even notice that I'm in the state of California. But that's not going to protect me from the punishment. I have to pay the ticket. So not knowing is not a protection for me. I have to pay the ticket. And they did. I paid the ticket. I'm telling you the story why. Because الجهل بالشيء لا يغني عن العقاب. So if you don't know certain things in your religion, you cannot come in the religion, oh Allah, I didn't know that. That's not a valid excuse. You are supposed to know it. So that's why I'm going to talk about this today in the social media, when people lie in the social media and they don't even know that or notice that they are lying. There is no protection. There is no protection for that. We need to know, brothers and sisters, about that. Let me tell you. The Prophet ﷺ said, كَفَى بِالْمَرْءِ كَذِبًا أَنْ يُحَدِّثْ بِكُلِّ مَا سَمِعَ. In another version, كَفَى بِالْمَرْءِ شَرًّا أَنْ يُحَدِّثْ بِكُلِّ مَا كَذِبَ. It's not allowed for, it's too much, it's so much evil for a person to speak about everything he heard. So much evil for a person to speak about everything he heard. Not everything you heard, you just talk about it. And if you want to talk about it, you have to confirm it first. Confirmation. You know, brothers and sisters, let me tell you something about علم الحديث, علماء الحديث. علماء الحديث, in the science of hadith, when you narrate a hadith without confirming the authenticity of that hadith, they said about him, وَكَانَ كَذَّابًا. He was a liar. Even if the hadith is true. Let's say you heard the hadith and it's true hadith, but you start narrating it without confirming it, without confirming that it's true or not, you are considered a liar. In the ilm al-hadith, in the science of hadith, among ulama, not among us, I'm talking about among ulama, they consider him a liar. Even if the hadith is true. Why? Because he did not tathabbat, he did not confirm it before narrating it. So brothers and sisters, how many times you receive a message in your, you read something in your Facebook, or you receive and you read something in a website, or you receive a text message, or on your WhatsApp, or on Skype, or an email. How many times did you hear something and you start spreading the news without even noticing that you are lying? Oh yeah, alhamdulillah, this is great, this is a good hadith, let me spread it. We are so emotional, oh let me spread it so can get more ajr. We are so much eager to get ajr. But if this hadith, without confirming, and if it's false hadith, which is like 80% of the time is false hadith, I'm in deep trouble. It's a big lie. And even if it's true, also I'm in big trouble. Why? Because I did not confirm it. Wallahi, there is so many hadith. Oh, ya akhi, this is true hadith. I heard it so many times. Let me tell you a hadith that I grew up under the impression it's a very well-known hadith. And it's even fabricated. It's not even da'if. It's not even a weak hadith. It's a fabricated. One of the hadith. اطلب العلم ولو في الصين. Seek knowledge even if it's China. That is not even a hadith. And even the meaning is not there. The Prophet ﷺ said, seeking knowledge is an obligation on every Muslim. طلب العلم فريضة on every Muslim. He never said it's seen in China. He never. This is a fabricated hadith. And I grew up hearing this hadith from ulama and in khutab and in the TV as if it is a true hadith. So when I get it in the media or in a text, oh that's a good hadith, let me spread it. And then one of our friends said, no, ya akhi, let's confirm it first. Oh, there is no need to confirm it. It's very well-known hadith. It's very well-known hadith, but it's fabricated hadith. Never ever send a hadith without confirming it, even if it's very well-known to you. Another hadith. It says, the Prophet ﷺ said, الجنة تحت أقدام الأمهات. The meaning is okay, but the sanad, it's hadith da'if. It's not fabricated like the first one, but it's hadith da'if. It's a weak hadith. And you start narrating this as it's hadith sahih. Brothers and sisters, every time you receive a message and it says Rasul ﷺ said, you stop. Because it says Rasul ﷺ said. If you receive a message without saying Rasul ﷺ said, if you see a message that has a good meaning like إِنَّ اللَّهَ وَمَلَائِكَتُهُ يُصَلُّونَ عَلَى النَّبِيِّ يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا صَلُّوا عَلَيْهِ وَسَلِّمُوا تَسْلِيمًا. This is the verse in the Quran. So the first thing you're going to hear this message, you're going to say what? صلى الله عليه وسلم. It's okay to say that. It's a good message. When you receive a message that has a good meaning, be good to your kids, be good to your family, you can spread it. This is just normal. But what if you want to send a message that says the Prophet ﷺ said, it is a must on me and you to confirm it before sending it. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. Let me tell you about Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq is very unique person. Prophet ﷺ said about him, if they weigh his iman, his faith in the scale, and the faith of the whole nation on the other side of the scale, his faith is heavier, is much stronger than everybody else. Why? The man came to the Prophet, to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, and he said, your friend, he's talking about the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, your friend is claiming that he went to Jerusalem and he came back last night. This is what he went, when Hadith al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, the journey of the trip from Mecca to Jerusalem, to Al-Quds. So what's he said? He told him, if he's telling the truth, then if he's saying what you just said, then he's telling the truth. What did he do after that? He went to the Prophet ﷺ to confirm. He went to confirm. He said, "O Prophet of Allah, this man is claiming that you said such and such." The Prophet ﷺ said, "Yes, I did." So then he said, "What? Sadaq, you are telling the truth." That's why he was given the name as-Siddiq. So he's confirming. You need to confirm everything before start spreading the news. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq is the one who lived with the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ most of his life. He's very close to him. He was with him most of the time. At the same time, he is the one who narrated the least amount of hadith. Wait a minute, that's contradiction. It's like contradiction to our mind. He spent with the Prophet ﷺ most of his life, and he is the one who narrated the least amount of hadith. 1 or 2 hadiths that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq narrated. Look at Abu Huraira, look at Sayyidah Aisha, look at Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. It's just 1 or 2 hadiths. Why? Because he heard 1 hadith from the Prophet ﷺ that he was scared. He said, the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man kadhaba anni." If someone say a lie about me, he is going to be in hellfire. So brothers and sisters, see how many hadiths we hear, or how many statements of the Prophet ﷺ we do it, and we send it over the social media without confirming it. Number 1, we have to confirm any hadith. That's number 1. Number 2, and inshallah I'll be concluding this. Things that we receive, brothers and sisters, it's fake. It's not true. Video, audio, images, it's not true. It's fake. You need to confirm the image that you are receiving, or the image or the picture or the photo, before resending it. 90% of the thing that we receive, it has a political background and it's deceiving people. It's a fake. It's fake images, fake audio, video. Brothers and sisters, let me tell you something. I'm talking from my background. I was a computer science college professor for 22 years, and I know all kind of software that can tell you about pictures like Photoshop, Illustrator. When you receive a picture in your computer on your text message, you can confirm it so easy. Download it to your computer first and slice the image. It's like if you have a Photoshop or Illustrator, it's not going to take you 5 to 10 minutes. Slice it means see if that image is 1 layer or more than 1 layer. If it's more than 1 layer, forget it. It's fake image. If it's 1 layer, that means flat. I'm going so much technical, but anyway, if it's 1 layer, there is so many other tests to do to make sure it's. So if you are not sure if this image is true, never send it. Never send it. I can have a picture for you waving to someone, and I can put a cross in your hand, and nobody can figure it out. Why? Because that's my background. I'm an IT person. I know how to do it. I can have a picture of President Obama with the Quran in his hand. So there is so many things that you need to confirm it. Not only picture, audio and video. They fabricate things to deceive people for political reason, for any other reason. And all what's happening in Syria now, and all what we see is not all of it is true. Not what happened in Egypt, all what happened is not true. When it happened, I thought I was one of those who got deceived. But now I know when I took this image and downloaded and the audio and the video, I know. So not everything you see in the social media is true. That's number 1. Make sure to confirm it before sending it. And even if it is true, you don't have to send it. Why? Prophet ﷺ said, فَلْيَقُلْ خَيْرًا أَوْ لِيَصْمِتْ. فَلْيَقُلْ خَيْرًا أَوْ لِيَصْمِتْ. To say something good or to remain silent. What's good mean? Oh, one of the brothers say, if it's true, I can say it. That's not true. If it is true, but it's not, maybe it's true, but it's going to harm someone, you don't say it. Maybe it's true, but it's not going to benefit. It's not going to harm, but it's not going to benefit. Still, it's not good. Khair means true and valid and good and it's going to benefit someone. If all these 4 factors applies to the statement, you can spread it. But if it's only true, there's no reason. Remain silent. There is so many things, brothers and sisters, that we have in our social medias, in our email, in our Facebook, in our messages, that could lead us to hellfire, wal'iyadu billah, and without even noticing that we are doing something wrong. The Prophet ﷺ said, let me conclude with this. سيأتي عليكم زمان, a time will come that a man would say a word تبلغ الآفاق, that will reach the other side of the globe. تبلغ الآفاق to the Sahaba is different than afaq in our time. When he said تبلغ الآفاق during the time of the Sahaba, they thought that the Prophet ﷺ is talking about as far as you can see, the horizon, as far as you can hear. That's al-afaq to them. During the Hajjah of Wada', the Prophet ﷺ used to say the farewell speech, and next to him was Al-Abbas, because Al-Abbas has very strong voice. So every time the Prophet ﷺ says a statement, Al-Abbas repeat the statement, so the people, as far as they can see, as far as they can hear, so they want the strong voice to reach them. That's Al-Afaq to the Sahaba. But our Afaq is different. You, with a single click, your word is in China. We're here in the US. Your word is in China, in Australia, in Europe, in the Middle East. That's تبلغ الآفاق. So imagine you're sending a fake hadith or a fake image, or this fake hadith or fake image is in China, and 50 person is sending it again to another 50 and another 50 and another 50. But at the end of the day, the whole world is talking about the image you sent. Brothers and sisters, it's good and bad at the same time. It's good if it's true and valid and beneficial, if it's khair. But if we are in deep trouble if we are not confirming what we are sending. I felt that I want to share this with you, to be very careful and to warn my brothers and sisters from things I used to do, or I when I was young I used to do so many things, or when I didn't know, now I know, so I want to share it with my brother and sister. جزاكم الله خير for listening. May Allah make us among those who listen to the speech and follow the best of it. هذا وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وسلم تسليما كثيرا وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.